Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to French Seams. Thank you very much for joining me for this week's Friday Sews video, which is where I talk about what I have been sewing, what I will be sewing and a little bit of life as well. So as always, a huge thank you to Jen from Today and Jen Sewing Room for setting up that marvellous hashtag. So I hope you're all well. I hope you all have had a lovely week. I'd first of all like to say Lo Éile Pádraig San Íomh, which basically means Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's St. Patrick's weekend. St. Patrick's Day is Monday, but it is a nice long weekend here in Ireland. So I have unintentionally turned my grid and my channel green, which of course I love, but more about my green makes shortly. So I hope you all had a lovely week. My week here was very nice. It seemed to be a very sewing chatty week, which was marvellous. So kicked off the week by having a wonderful little sewing Zoom with the lovely Katherine from Soberton Makery and the lovely Sam from Sew Let Sparkle with Sam. That was really great, sewing and chatting for hours and hours and hours. And then Sam made a throwaway comment that the virtual sewing room was just about to start, which I had never joined before. So it's basically, as the name suggests, you log on and you sew amongst wonderful sewing people in a virtual manner. And that day it was actually being hosted by my lovely friend Mandy from Make It Sew. So myself and Katherine jumped onto that, which was just wonderful. So that ended up being an extremely chatting, sewing, crafting day, which is just wonderful. Then after that, I had the absolute pleasure of chatting to a lovely viewer here, Cyndy. She's based in Canada, and she took some time out of her busy day and she told me all about knitting socks, which was just wonderful. She is incredibly talented. You might be aware that I've recently started my sock knitting adventure. If I grab mine here, and I had so much fun doing that, and I got such lovely comments, so I like to show off my little socks again. So here they are. And Cyndy very kindly talked me through exactly what she does and advice for wool and for washing and for knitting and for needles and everything. It was just wonderful to get to know her better, so thank you very much, Cyndy. That was just lovely. And then I rounded off the week by being on Stash Chats, which was very exciting. So I'll link that below. I'm sure you're all aware of the fabulous app Stash Hub, which basically you download the app and you can upload all your stash, all your projects, all that kind of stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And so I had the absolute pleasure of chatting to Yvette. So I'll link it below. It was just really great to chat to her about how I started sewing, my stash or lack thereof. And that was just really nice. So thank you very much, Yvette, for having me on your channel. It was really good fun. And thank you to everybody who joined in live and everybody who's watched that since. Thank you very much for your lovely comments. And also Yvette and Doug, her husband, will be at Stitch Festival next week, so I cannot wait to see her, but more on Stitch Festival later. So that was kind of my week. So as you can see, it was a lovely chatty crafty week, which was absolutely lovely. I really enjoyed it, and I was able to do a little bit of sewing as well. So I was able to sew during most of those sessions. Also I got some bonus sewing time at the weekend because Mr. French Seams went golfing on Saturday, and then he did a quick turnaround, came home, went straight back out again to the rugby match, but the less said about the better. So I got some bonus sewing time on Sunday, which is absolutely wonderful. So I have a couple of bits and pieces to show you. The first thing I got done actually, and I was very proud of myself. I'm not great for mending things and things like that. I really should, but my older French Seams, came to me with his school tracksuit and said the cuff is all ripped. And yes, it absolutely was. This is a little cuff and it was completely ripped. So whipped that off. I actually had some navy binding on the brain, navy cuff ribbing. So I took the whole thing off and I just unpicked it and then just measured what I'd need and then made a new one and sewed it back on, and it looks perfect. And I am so proud of myself, and it probably took about 10 minutes. So utterly proud of myself for that little tiny sewing make. I've been working on my Sew Frugal makes in the background, so I'm not going to say much about that. I've got 2 of them done, which is great. My Sew Frugal video comes out on the 26th of March, so be sure to check that out, and hopefully you're keeping up with all the other Sew Frugal videos so far. It's absolutely brilliant challenge. I love it. So if you're not familiar, it's make a free pattern from fabric from your stash, and it's hosted again by the lovely Ruan from the Yorkshire Sew Girl and Sam from Frugalisma. Fabulous challenge. I'll link it below. So what else did I get sewn up? So I'll tell you what I'm wearing. So this is my Billy sweatshirt, and green of course. And I got this made up this week, and I actually filmed a little sew along. So I don't usually do sew alongs, but I really enjoyed doing it, and I hope everybody who's watched it so far enjoyed it. It's basically sewing up this sweatshirt, which is relatively beginner friendly, but I put in a few little extra tips and tricks that I do in making jersey makes, so I do hope you enjoyed it. I'll link it below. This is the Billy sweatshirt. This is the dress, but I made just the plain sweater version here. So the fabric is beautiful sweatshirting, lovely fleecy back from Crafty Studio, as is the ribbing. I just thought the navy picked it out nicely. Really nice jumper. So I'll stand up kick over my knitting. So I've got on my Stella joggers. I put a lovely little Rosy Cheeks label in it, and yeah, I just really love it, and I really enjoyed making it. I bound the neckline, obviously I pop in a picture of that, but I just had a really good time making the sweatshirt, and it's perfect for this weekend. It really is. I just love this fabric. It's gorgeous. So that was one of my Tilly and the Buttons makes. I also made another Tilly and the Buttons make, and here it is, and this is the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress, which I absolutely love. I've made so many, and I've hacked it in with other patterns as well. I love it. So I make the short version without the pockets. I just think the pockets dragged in. If I made it in a more stable fabric, I might think about the pockets, because who doesn't love a pocket? But I left them out this time, and I got that made up, and that is another outfit for Stitch Festival. So you can see one dress I have here for Stitch Festival. This is the Forget Me Not Kelly dress that I spoke about in my Friday Sews video last week. I'll link that below. But I wanted another green dress, and I just got it finished, and I absolutely love it. So this fabric is the most beautiful Italian viscose fabric from Crafty Studio, and it is just divine. It's absolutely beautiful, and it was lovely to work with. It's the most glorious colour. I popped on my little brown belt again, which I think looks kind of cute there. So I did my thread loops again, thanks to Teresa from Lost My Thread for that little tip. I think it looks quite nice. I did the short sleeves. This time I had a little label onto the sleeve, which I think looks really cute. So I've got little Rosy Cheeks. I made this on the sleeve, so may as well wear your heart on your sleeve. I don't do the facing on the Lotta dress. I bind it, so I had to mash up 2 Specky Seamstress bindings together. There some daisies to get the full length. It doesn't need a press. It's just off the sewing machine. It needs a good press. So I don't do the facing, but I don't reduce the neckline any. So the seam allowance for doing binding is 1/4 inch, but the seam allowance when you're doing the facing is 5/8 of an inch. But I think this is plenty low enough as it is. So yeah, I'm happy just to do the binding. So it's a beautiful dress. I was very cognizant of flower placement, but hopefully it worked out okay. I've got this beautiful flower in the back. I love that. But it's a gorgeous pattern. I love it, and a beautiful dress. It's just got an elastic casing, which is done in a very clever way, and it's a super comfortable dress, and I'm really looking forward to wearing that at Stitch. So that was my other little garment make. So my other green make again. What else did I make? So as mentioned, going to Stitch, and when you go to Stitch you need a little bag. So I've already made this bag, which I mentioned last week, but I thought I needed a little smaller bag for my phone, my wallet, that kind of stuff. And I had pinned this pattern a little while ago, and it was a free pattern from Petite Stitchery, and it's called the DIY Wallet and Glasses Case, and I thought this would be pretty cute. And I had leftover pineapple fabric. I mentioned all about that in my video last week. On the lanyard I've got a little Rosy Cheeks. It says I made this and it feels good. So this is a lanyard that goes around your neck, and then it goes into a little swivel clasp here, and you've got 2 bits here attached. So you've got this, which is more kind of a wallet style. I just lined it in pink, so you can see I've put a few cards. So this is a really clever way of folding it that becomes my coffee card into a little wallet. I did put I think I put interfacing and fusible fleece in this, so it's quite squashy. So that my cards will be well protected. And so this is actually meant to be a glasses case, but I realised it fits my phone perfectly, so I'm going to use it to hold my phone instead. They've all got snaps, they're all lined, and it all just goes onto this lanyard, which you can take off or on whatever you want to wear. So I just thought that was a really cute pattern. It came together really quickly, actually. There's really good instructions. So I'll link this pattern below. I think it would be perfect if you're going out and about or anything, or even if you just want to grab your phone and your keys and your cards when you're running out of the house. I think it's a really fun make, and I'm really delighted with this one. So that was a little bonus make this week. The last thing I got made this week, and you may have noticed on my Instagram, as soon as this pattern was teased on Instagram, I looked and said, I have to have the pattern. I absolutely loved it. You know how I love a crafty make. You know how I love a quilted make. You know how I love a heart print. So excited about this pattern. And it is the Juliet pouch, and it is by, let me grab the pattern for you. It's the Juliet pouch, and it's by Centre Street Quilts. So I've made a couple of their patterns before, and I love them. So this is it. It's a little pouch. It comes in 2 sizes, and it's got a little heart cut out with vinyl and a little zip at the top. And I just thought this was adorable. So I was so keen to make myself one. So I made it straight away. This is the bigger size, and it's perfect for keeping projects in, and it does fit an A4 sheet of paper. It's perfect. I went a bit extra and did the ruffle option, which I think is adorable. This fabric was part of the beautiful fat quarter bundle that my lovely friend Lorraine very kindly gifted me from Aldi. Thank you very much. And then I've got the little blue dots on the inside, and I quilted it just with squiggles, and then on the back is just plain, just with the quilted. And you can see here it's got a beautiful zip with little zip tabs, which is a lovely element, and then it's got the little vinyl inside, and it's really nice. Can you spot the mistake? answers below. So the only change that I made to this pattern was they had you put in the, you do the cutout of the front panel, that's all fine, and then you put in the vinyl on the back. They have you just based the vinyl all around the outer sides, so this bit is completely open. You can put your hand directly in there, which I didn't really like. So what I've done very, very carefully, I've just top stitched all the way around here to secure the vinyl heart in place so you can't get anything stuck or lost inside there. So that's just one little tiny change I make, but really, really like this pattern. I think it's really cute. This is the bigger size. And then I knew I wanted to make a couple as gifts, so I basically folded a fat quarter in 4, and I've got a couple on the go here as gifts. So this, I'm just hand sewing the binding, and this is another little gift that I have, so I just really sized it down just to make a smaller little one, but I think it's very, very cute. And it does give you 2 sizes for the heart template, so it gives you this larger one, oops, this larger one which I used in mine, and then this is the smaller one, and I just really like it. They do have other templates. They have, I think, an oval and a square, I think, or something like that. But what I would like to do, and I don't know how hard it would be, I'd love to make a little bunny for Easter, and I'd also love to make a little Christmas tree. So I'm wondering if that would work, or if I'm just biting off far more than I can chew. But yeah, I think it's a really, really cute pattern. Beautiful, beautiful project bag. And then those ones would just make nice little toiletry bags or pencil case or something. So I just had to make this. I rarely make patterns that quickly, but I knew I just had to have it. So that was all my sewing this week. So you can see I had a very, very nice sewing week. Really, really enjoyable in the company of such lovely sewing and crafty friends. So what are my plans for the coming week? So very little. It's a long weekend here, so we are travelling to stay with family for the weekend to celebrate the long weekend. We'll go to a St. Patrick's Day parade, all that kind of stuff, which is going to be good fun. My boys are super excited about it. So basically I don't have many sewing plans because I'll be away all weekend, then I'll be back home late on Monday night, and then I'll just have Tuesday, and on Wednesday I pack a bag and I go to the airport and I fly to London for Stitch Festival. And to say I'm excited, so there's so many people going to Plymouth Frocktails this weekend, and I'm super, super excited for them. A little bit jealous I'm not going. It looks amazing, and congratulations to Lizzie and Angela. It looks like the most amazing event, and I hope everybody has the best time. But as consolation, I get to see all the lovely sewing people the week after, which is great. So I'm totally fine with everybody having a wonderful time this weekend, because I know next week I'll be at Stitch Festival and I hope to see so many lovely, lovely sewing people, and hopefully a lot of you there. So if you're there on Thursday or Friday, be sure to come up and say hi. I would absolutely love it. So please leave me a comment in the comment box below if you're coming on either Thursday or Friday. I would love to see you. I shall be wearing green. So as you can see, I don't really have much time left for sewing, so I'm pretty much sorted for Stitch. I have my dresses done, I have my bags done. I just need to pack everything strategically to bring enough stuff home, because I'm sure I'll buy a few bits and pieces. Hopefully I will have a vlog out to you next week instead, about a new series that I'm going to be doing. So hopefully that'll pop up to you next week. It's just about my favourites, basically. I thought it'd be fun to round up a few of my favourites, my most worns, my most loved, those kind of patterns. So I'm looking forward to getting those out to you as well. So as you can see, it's going to be a pretty light sewing week anyway, but I hope to come back to you then, obviously, when I come back from Stitch Festival, to let you know exactly how I got on. So I hope you're all well. I hope you all have had a lovely, lovely week. I think this is going to be a little bit of a shorter video, which is great for me. Thank you very, very much for joining me as always. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you have time for some lovely, lovely sewing. If you're going to Plymouth Frocktails, I hope you have a great time. If you're going to Stitch as well, safe travels, and I'll hopefully see you there. So I'll leave it there for now, folks. Take care, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.